So as we jump back in, as the landscape shifted, especially during COVID-19, those are rough times. Yeah. But we got to see who was a real creator. Because everybody thought they could do a podcast, and then it was like after episode 6, we light.
Right.
Me, I was just here diving. People didn't even know I went through a depression through COVID, not because of COVID, because I did some wild shit I've been doing. And I'm still doing shows. Because nobody cares. And this is what the youngsters understand. No one cares what you're going through emotionally. Everybody just cares about what you establish yourself as an artist, as a creator. They just want to know when is the next joint. You know what I mean? So you have to kind of get yourself into that. I couldn't come to the show depressed. You're not tuning in on 7 o'clock. You're about to go to work on a Friday morning to hear me down on my luck. You're tuning in because you want to hear the stories. You want me to go through the drama in the city and do dope interviews like I'm doing with Client Supreme. So out of COVID-19, a lot of beautiful things came to fruition, right? So one of these things was a beautiful collective evolved into Humblux 2020, a cultural production agency blending fashion music and visual storytelling. Humblux emphasized authenticity, immersive experiences, which we need to talk about, and innovation while continuing to advocate for equity and inclusion in the arts. So let me dance here. So Humblux seems to blend fashion music and visual storytelling into a really immersive way, right? How do you see these forms of expression working together to amplify you guys' cultural message?
I mean, I think it's the only way at this point. You know what I mean? I don't think I think we're past the age of, this 2D or this two-way, really a one-way expression of art and culture. You know, meaning the giver, I'm the artist, and you sit there and watch what I do. You know, we are at an age where people want to participate. It's really, a hive type experience. You know, so I think like with us trying to create these type of engagements, trying to share our art in this fashion, it's like we're just inviting persons to participate, and like we're receiving. It's like more of a communal ritual of sorts, in which we can all draw out of it things that could be vital to our own experience, So when you come to engage us in any form of our art, it's done in a way where it's like, I hope it inspires you to create in whatever form you create as well. True. And I hope that you can see how we're doing it, and I hope that involves the way you do it, and because we know in turn, like if we inspire someone, they may do it better than us, which in turn shows us how to, evolve what we want to do, and then what we have is this ecosystem of, just continually evolving entities and enterprises. And
creators.
Creators. As you say. So, I think it's essential to who we are, I don't think you can really experience a person's art unless you really have to kind of bring them into your real life experience, It might not be everything, like you said. You can't bring your, you can't always bring, what may be holding you down or what you may be going through, but I do feel you can present it in a creative fashion. In which will allow a person to draw from whatever that experience is to, find some light, to find a better way, to, bounce back, or to take something forward beyond where it's at the moment,
I don't know. Listen, that's well said. So for you, Apex, from a musical standpoint, God, I've been fortunate in this lifetime to interview a lot of award-winning people that have scored movies and stuff like that.
Word up.
And for a lot of real, true Black creators, they always talk about the fact that they're gonna go get some real African sounds. They're gonna go get the original steel pan, the original that. So for you, Apex, when the vision and talking about this immersive kind of creative zone, you come from a musical background, how do you try to represent that when you guys have these Humblux, these kind of cultural circles, this kind of meeting of the minds, these think tanks? I'm trying to pick at you. You from a creative standpoint, where are you kind of getting your inspiration from? What are you trying to present? Because you're the music guy, you're the produce guy. So when you have these ecosystems, you got to set the tone. You know what I mean? So where you going to set the tone? You're like, God, all these creators coming. You know what I mean? Old man done set up. We got the date, the time, and the location. You know what I mean? How are you going to set the tone? Because one beautiful thing about Black culture, music is our thing. This how we communicate. The railroads, how we got out of things, how we uplift each other. Blues is us. Rock and roll is us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you feel a certain sense of pressure when you have to create these kind of ecosystems because you have to bring the vibe?
I mean,
I wouldn't say pressure. Well, there's good pressure. So yeah, at times when it's like, yo, you got to mix, master, and do the whole thing by next month, then it's the pressure. But I think I find inspiration in the stories, and I think a lot of times, like how you said, they'll get the steel pan, the drums, this, whatever. I like to, I guess, dabble in stories. You know, I listen to the tales. You can tell me stories all day. I listen to my grandparents. I'm talking to uncles. I'm talking to people trying to find, I guess, like, you know, what the oral history is. Because I feel like that's what poetry is, what hip hop really connects to. It's like if you have something to tell. That's why I also have found that you could be so broad. You know what I mean? You could call it mumble rap. You could call it jazz scatting. You know, there's so many different ways you could tell it. So that's why I like to, I guess, simply put, like, I draw from stories that inspires me, and the pressure is really just helps you, I guess, go further, helps you get better, and helps you really develop like that.
And how do you translate that through the music? So you've heard all the oral stories, and, you know, and I love the fact that you're a young dude and you want to check grandpa and grandma and uncle, so that, because what people forget is that no one's gonna tell their stories after they're gone,
right?
And nobody has ventured the journey they've ventured. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Like, we're dealing with in the present moment, we're dealing with the language laws and all the English, the French, all of that. Yeah. But imagine coming to Quebec in the 70s. And nobody ever talks about that. Imagine coming to Quebec in the 70s. By now, they're used to us. You know what I mean? Whether they like us, don't like us, it is what it is. They're used to us. But imagine coming to Quebec in the 1970s as a black person from Grenada, from Jamaica, from Guyana, and you and your wife. Imagine your journey that you did with your significant other. Imagine that in 1970. No one ever talks about this, and nobody ever goes back and asks them that story. So that shows me that you're a deeper thinking brother, because you took the time upon yourself to go get that. Yes, so now, how do you translate those stories through music?
How do I translate them through music? I think in many different ways, but like, really, when it came to the beats and it came to the production, I tried to draw an inspiration from the city and from like our origins, so Southern California, West Coast hip hop. These are the things that really I guess got me interested and like excited to just try to make beats, try to do, see how they doing the drums here, how they doing the snares here, are they sampling this way here? So I guess I really was just a student of hip hop in that sense, and by as in with hip hop, it goes to jazz, it goes to all black art forms and just music in general. And it didn't even stop at hip hop. I drew inspiration from a lot of different things. I think that's what Montreal kind of did to me too at the same time. So it's like, I'll sit there, listen to some grunge rock, some alternative, bring the ukuleles out, whatever it is, because I think you can tell what's authentic to you by whatever medium. You know what I mean? And hip hop just happens to be my medium, but I think it's meant to draw and sample. That's what it's all about. You got to sample everything.
No, for sure.
Straight up.
I hear a lot of the stories, like, also in the writings. Like, it's funny because sometimes I hear like something I mentioned to him when he was like 10 years old, and like I would never, and I see he'll bring those like how it affected him. Yeah. So I think like I hear the stories like like same with myself. I tell my grandfather's stories. You know what I mean? I tell my father's stories. And I think we share each other, as families do. I think we got to keep each other's stories alive, and I think we're part of each other's stories too. Like, when I was going through whatever, coming from here, coming from California to here, from LA to here, and you 1 to 15 years old, there was experiences that was being shaped that that were never talked about, and the art and the music allows us to like kind of revisit them and draw from them, become better from them even, and like sometimes they're healing. You know what I mean? Like to reflect on the issues of like grandpa. My grandfather was a gangster or whatever. It allows you to see it. I can see gangsterism from a different standpoint. Or me coming from gang culture, in California, or being in the university, just the whole experience of family is told through like from the lyrics, from the styles of the beat making. I think, I know I see it with y'all. I know that's what it is for me. I see it with El Mega. He tells stories of right here on this block. Like I've been on this block right here before I ever really been over here because of him from 14. Writing those raps, writing those poems, articulating and expressing his experience over here, and that's what allowed me to see like, how connected like this neighborhood is to the neighborhood I grew up. I'm like, yo, it's the same place. You know what I'm saying? Same elements, same experiences.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, not to jump into your question.
I was about to say,
I see it in the lyrics, the beat selection, everything. You know.
No, it's cool because everyone saying up there like, yo, we have to hear the tape. I don't know if I can share the tape. I have the tape. I have the tape. Well, like, yo, you done hyped it up. It's like, I got to share the tape.
No.
But for you, Omega, you know, you being the marketing guy. You know what I mean? How do you market, you know, these kind of creative think tanks?
To be honest, man, I think it's a collective thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a team. You know what I'm saying? That's why with Humble Lux, we are a team. It's not like it's not a one-man thing. So the idea is really to translate it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, like the marketing is really just like how do you get what you have to the market. It's like everything else is just distraction. Right? 100 million ways to, you know what, it could go forever. But the idea is to sit down and be like, what are we presenting to the market? Right. You know what I'm saying? We got the creative director. We all have roles, you know what I'm saying? We got operations manager. So I'm not here bottled up doing everything. It's a collective thing, you know? So it feels like one thing is for sure, I have a big interest in tech, big interest in art, music, and how that all connects. Right. You know what I'm saying? And music especially. And so obviously evolving and just being thinking outside the box, you know what I'm saying? And we're really focused on like solving wicked problems.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Versus trying to just present things to the market. How do you present things to the market? How do you present? It's like, like he said, like it's not a one-way road. So every day it's more pressure to think outside the box. You know what I'm saying? How do you, you got the templates, you got the 100 million ways to get your music out there. You know what I mean? Everyone's chasing the same thing, the carrot, you know what I'm saying, on the treadmill. I ain't trying to be like, what's the purpose? You know what I'm saying?
What's the aim? What's the
exactly.
objective? Is it just to get something to market, to get that cash return or that influence?
That feels empty, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel motivated by that. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, how do you change the philosophy behind your, you know, how do you have a different philosophy of marketing to approach back and then come back to it and say, all right, this is what I'm going to do through this mind. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, you got to be creative in that sense.
The motivations.
Yeah,
the motivations, man.
The motivations. You know what I mean? I don't slander people that are kind of motivated by like, you know, by money and stuff like that. That's cool. Right. You know what I say to them? I say, you know, it's a shame. You don't know what you don't know. It's a shame that you'll never know what it's like to create something that came out of your mind, that you were influenced by those around you. But you're influenced by the music and the culture that is hip hop. Right. You'll never know what it feels like to create something out of that dust. You know what I mean? And then to bring it out and to showcase it to people, just to showcase it because you loved hip hop.
Right.
You just would never know. You never know.
Yeah.
The motivations is just different.
The motivation's
different.
You know, for sure.
Speaking about motivation, let's talk about Black Cultural Embassy. What was the vision behind creating a cultural hub in the heart of Montreal?
I mean, for us, you know, it was like we was creating it for ourselves because we felt like we needed one. You know what I mean? We needed one for ourselves. Like the younger part of the collective started growing, and you know, wanted to expand a little broader. So we were like, yo, we need a space for ourselves. And at the same time, we don't do everything just for self. So if we're doing it for ourselves, it's for Montreal. It's for every Black creative in Montreal that we can link and connect with. Or that knows us, or that we come to find out about, you know. So, you know, like in 2024, we just started, you know, our reaching out, you know, our outreach, you know, I guess. You know, whoever we came across, it's like, yo, hey, we over here, you know.
You got the little outreach program.
For sure, you know. So we started that in like last year, 2024. Well, maybe 2023, I think. But for the last 2 summers, it's like a small interim time of the summer where we dedicate a month or 1 month to 3 months. We use our workspace, our creative spaces is given over to the city. So any entity, any group that wants to make use of it.
Y'all let us tap in, man. I love to do a poetry night, man. I know a lot of guys do poetry nights.
Word up.
A lot of people, you know, shout out to my, you know, fellow CKT broadcaster, Kim Ferguson. He does a lot of poetry nights.
Yeah, I know Kim for sure.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm from that deep hip hop roots. I came up on Love Jones.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to do. See, youngster. See, you teaching that, bro.
I was hiding the Heineken's under the bed.
Yeah, I mean, like, yo. I want, listen.
I'm with you on that.
Listen, I see all the poetry jams. I'm with it.
Yeah.
I like everyone's up there. So sisters up there. She doing everyone copy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, finger snaps and
Yeah,
claps.
I'm telling you. If you let me, my best friend, Focus, Alex Grant, he's one of the greatest writers, poetry. If y'all let me I'll do it like Love Jones. We'll have the band behind. You know what I mean? And you guys are already in that vein already. Apex already got the soundtrack for me. The band is just following his notes.
That's all we gotta do.
You know what I mean? They got them up there, but see, already got you guys thinking already. I'm gonna come there with the live band.
That's what we need to do, man. That's my background.
With the sax and the violins as they're going through, it's an immersive thing.
That's it.
The lights dim. Every table got the little candlelight.
That's it.
We got the incense.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because that's what they grew up in, man. That's me and my wife,
when
man.
I came out at 14, it was called Mike and Dim Lights.
Yeah, that's what it was. Mike and Dim Lights, you know. Yeah, that's what me and my wife. That's our life, man. You come to my house, it is a spoken word spot. You come to dinner, you coming to the Love Jones set. That's basically it.
Because like I grew up on Love Jones. Like Brian
too.
Smith showed me that he said he used to take a group of us black kids when we were like 12, 13, 14 years old to the Jamaican Association on the weekend, on Saturdays.
Yeah.
He taught us computers.
Right.
He showed us black movies. He cooked us breakfast. So he was a positive male role model.
Absolutely.
He gave us workable skills that I'm using to this day.
Right.
But one dope thing is he showed us all the black movies. I saw Dead Presidents there. I saw Love Jones there.
I'm telling you,
Disappearing
that's that culture.
And different kind of movies. You know what I mean? A lot of things they're putting out for us now is a little bit cheesy.
Yeah.
Love Jones hit different. Soul Food hit different.
Absolutely.
It reminds you of Big Mama. You know what I mean? We don't have that Big Mama culture anymore. At least on Sundays,
that's what we're trying to bring back. You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing wrong with that. I want to be a part of that movement. I like that vibe. And there's nothing wrong with having different type of vibes, but people should at least experience it once. I tell people at least try something once.
Right.
Try something once, at least see how you feel about it.
Yeah. Right.
Straight up.
Right. I mean, it's too much erasure going on in life, man. We can't let that go. That's part of us, you know what I'm saying? Don't, like when you talk about those movies, for me, that's why it's important to like pass it on, that apprenticeship idea, right? Because that's part of us, man. Like we look back at history, we don't want to look back and say, where they don't have no connection to it. I think that's where we tend to get lost. It's like when you spoke of that family, thinking of that family that came here, that couple that came from Grenada or from wherever they came in the 70s, like if we don't hold on to those ideas, we don't hold on to their experience. And if we don't hold on to their experiences, you know what I'm saying, we losing ourselves to it. I would say we're greatly losing ourselves. Because when you lose your foundation, you lose yourself. But that's at minimum, So I think it's important, man, and it's a great pleasure to hear when you say that, because like I come from that same
you know what
I'm saying, back I'm the same kid at the same time in California, influenced by Love Jones. Like, where the Love Jones spot at? You know what I'm saying?
It's just everything about Love Jones is dope. It's like the Mackin was different. You know
it was a whole nother level.
The Mackin was
a different level of Mackin.
The Mackin was different.
Yeah.
Real dudes know there's nothing harder than getting a woman that's coming off a really bad breakup. Even more so coming off an engagement that went sour. There was just so much game, man. I love how they tied in the jazz and the music and the photographers.
Right. Black intellectuals.
Yeah, I didn't know that we had famous black photographers.
Right.
I knew we had the jazz, but there's so much parts, and then how they broke down listening to jazz, listening to the chords, listening to that thing.
That taught a lot of us us brothers how to Mac. To say, maybe I should be an author or a writer. Maybe I should learn how to play some records to a honey.
You can never fail writing and having a camera.
That's right.
But looking back, at all the things you guys have done, as Clan Supreme and Blood Moon Prophecy and all the projects in between that's happened, all the movements, all the immersive nights you guys had, all the conversations you had with like-minded souls. What moment or what project do you feel represents the soul of your movement? And what legacy do you hope to leave for the next generation of cultural producers?
I know you guys are the next generation. I'll start off.
You gonna do the old man.
So, as far as this project, I would say this project for me, I got like over, I've produced like over 12 albums myself, you know, I've been very fortunate to like, you know, do music the way I wanted to do music, you know, my whole life, you know, over 20 years, just straight up as a creator, you know, I've been able to provide for the fam and all that just by being an artist. So for me, to do it with my sons and my little bro, who really is like, you know, when I say bro, I mean like literal brother, you know what I'm saying? I met El Megan when he was 14, and like, you know, I have love for his whole family, for all his brothers, his mother and everything. So I really mean it when I say little bro. And like just to see and have been able to do an album with them that's actually fresh, that's actually encompasses all the generations, but not in no corny way,
it's
you know
good.
what I'm saying?
That's
and
good.
you know, I think this is the highlight for me. And I just hope to like leave you know, to them and the rest of the city, man, like just a new model. You know, I hope to contribute to a new effective model that allows for, you know, Black creatives, Black cultural organizations to be able to succeed in the same fashion as the largest markets in the world. You know, I think it's really time for Montreal to have its own. You know, and I'm saying this as a Cali dude, you know what I mean, who recognizes, who's made this his home. You know, that understands the value of the culture, understands the value of the people in Montreal. I really, you know, think that I hope to leave and contribute to a more effective model for that culture and for these communities to be rightly recognized and in a fashion in which they can get the ROI, get the return that they, you know, should have, you know, that they can build legacies and a long-term legacy of, you know, that goes forward just the same as New York, you know, just the same as LA, and even beyond that, you know, because Montreal, I think it's like the last great frontier, and it has the opportunity to be the greatest of it, of everything. You know, it still has that space, it still has that time. And I hope to contribute to those effective models of business and industry here, man. So for y'all, the rest is y'all, man. It's all y'all vision from here, man.
I think he answered it well, man.
You
got the whole thing. You got the vision. Yeah, exactly.
Now everybody wants to hear Blood Moon Prophecy. It's not the end for you guys. There are other pieces to this.
Absolutely.
Pieces to this puzzle.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Like this is the second installment.
Yeah, second installment.
The third installment is August 12, 2026, The Ascension, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The title of the album is going to be, you know what I'm saying, officially like released, but still that's the third installment, so it's everything leading up to there.
And it's actually going to be released on an actual blood moon. That's
right. Actually, yeah.
No, actually aligned. They're actually aligned with literal cosmic.
No, we here.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's called the Blood Moon Prophecy because it was produced literally. It was finalized during the blood moon here in Montreal. Like it was visible here, and like the next blood moon is in March, which we're gonna close this blood moon chapter and begin the next phase, which is the eclipse, which is an actual solar eclipse here that's visible from here in August. So you know we try to connect ourselves to the celestial.
Starting with the Great American Eclipse.
Right, back in 2024, April 8th. Right, which was an awesome project too. It was our version of the mixtape. We had like the solar glasses. And you know, we was just, you know, hitting town, man.
Yeah, just
going at it.
Just
putting it out.
So now the big question is, how can people tap into the music? How can people tap into the brands? How can people stay informed of all the movements that you guys have going on?
Very simply, man, y'all can go check in humblex.com. You know what I'm saying? HUMBLUX.com. That's the official website. Anything there is official from us. You know what I'm saying? You got our IG, Clan Supreme. You know what I'm saying? .exe. And Humblex on IG. Obviously, y'all can go check us out there. And the music, man, we actually have a new tier plan, you know what I'm saying? A new little pre-sale rollout. Y'all go check that out, you know what I'm saying? It's a Clan VIP bundle.
Right.
And more details on the page so you can get to.
I'll definitely put you on that. I'll even add this onto it. You guys send me the link.
For
I'll
sure.
throw it up there on the Detour 514 link to
saying?
make it really easy for people to tap
Straight
in.
up, exactly.
What's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely gonna buy a VIP bundle. I wanna know what's going on. Come with a hat or something. I get a Humblex spin. I wasn't even saying that, but I totally forgot.
Yo,
Okay.
official Stars Deep print.
You know, Weezy Moon Chaser.
That's what it is.
Clan Supreme, Cotola. Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, I love this, man. This is dope.
Yes.
This is dope. Say less, man.
For sure, man.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need all the bundles.